Okay, coming to this lecture, in this lecture we will be discussing the Matplotlib scatter plot. So what are scatter plots? So they are one of the most fundamental tools for visualizing relationships between two numerical variables. Matplot.pyplot.scatterplots points on a Cartesian plane defined by an x and y coordinates. Each point represents a data observation, allowing us to visually analyze how variables correlate, cluster, or distribute. So anyhow, we are not going into details of this cluster. However, you know that if you want to see a point on a 2D plane, then we need to have the x point and the corresponding y point value of that particular point. So that is why we are creating an array of x. So in a Cartesian plane, we will be having a 2D plane. So this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis. So now this x contains a numpy array having the x values, and y contains the y values of the particular point. So now calling the function with the method scatter. So this will be basically used for plotting a scatter plot. So we are providing it the x array and the corresponding y array, and now this is the title, x label, y label, and this is how you can see the scatter plot. So the basic syntax is that you have to use the scatter method name as we just used here. So now this method contains a lot of parameters. So let's discuss each of these parameters one by one. So as we just know that x contains the x values and y contains the y coordinate values. And now what this s does is that it is the size of the each marker point, that can be a single value or array of values, each one point. And sees the color of each marker, and then if you want to change that marker, we can change its shape. The default marker shape is the circle shape, so we can choose a lot of other options, that is the square, triangle, static, etc. Okay, alpha is the transparency. If you want to make it transparent, you have a range of values up to starting from 0 up to 1, and then the edge color of the this particular marker edge, you want to create a border of a color, then could be black or white or any other color you want. And then label, and then label is, as you know, that we use it for the legend purpose only. So now what we are doing is that we are creating uh, multiple points here, or you can say that we are going to create multiple scatter plots. The very first one is the x1 and y1, both are the numpy arrays, and the second one set of points are labeled with the x2 and y2 respectively. So now the first scatter plot will take x1 and y1 as an input for the x and y coordinates, and the color will be blue, and the label will be the KPK, which is the province of Pakistan. The second one, the scatter plot, that which will draw on the same plot, will take the values from x2 and y2 respectively for the particular points, and then we will color it as red, and the label will be Punjab. So x label is the height centimeter. Let's suppose there's these are the height of people from both the provinces, and then the y label is the weight in kilograms. Comparison of height versus weight between two groups. Now when we draw it, we will see a scatter plot like this. Okay, moving forward, now let's do some customization here. So again, we have uh, two arrays of the numpy arrays, that is the x coordinate and y coordinates of the points on a 2D plane, and then we are creating another, you can say, a list. The list contains the you can say the magnitude of these particular points on the xy plane. The magnitude could be anything, that could be the size, that could be anything. In short, this is basically a third dimension representing the 2D plane. And how now we are also creating a list of colors here. So these are basically the list of colors here. So now what we can do is that we are calling scatter method here. So this is the x values from the numpy array, and this is the y values, and this is the size. So it means that each of these points will have a variable size depending upon the value which we have provided here, and color for each of these points will be different from each other. So the very first point will be in red color, the second will be green, blue, purple, etc, etc. So alpha is the transparency, that it will be 60% transparent. Edge color will be white, and the line width will be 10 exactly. So now this is the scatter plot which you can see here. So as an example, this is the point on a 2D plane. So let's suppose 17 is the x value and 51 approximately the y value, but there is a third dimension. It has the highest magnitude here as well. So let's see which one is the highest magnitude. So this is probably this particular value here. So this is the highest magnitude, and similarly we can see that this particular point has the very uh, small magnitude. That is why it is barely visible. So the very first one is the 20, and it's the 3 and 95. So x value is 3 here, and it is 95. So this is here as well. So this one has the probably definitely or surely has the smallest magnitude as well. Okay, we have already done that, so let's do one more example here. So these are the x values, and these are the y values, and these are the size of each of the points on the 2D plane represented by the x and y values. Okay, now the parameter s will take its values from the this particular list. Alpha will be 50% transparent, edge color is blue, and line width is equal to 2. So this line width is the basically the width of the edge that is surrounded by the circle, which is the 50% transparent. Now you can see the plot here as well. So this is it from the Matplotlib Scatter Plot. Thank you for watching.